Because now Kobe has 5 championships. I got one. Brian ain't got none. He is leaving us in the pack, and we competitive. Right. So I'm sitting there like, no, this summer got to be different. I needed some talent.
Dwyane Wade finally tells it all about how Kobe Bryant lit a fire under him. Turns out, the Big Three in Miami wasn't just about friendship or free agency moves. Nah, it was about trying to survive in a league where Kobe was dominating everybody. D. Wade gives Kobe full credit for pushing him to form one of the most powerful trios in NBA history.
I want to ask you, what was the process like of, because this is one of my favorite eras in basketball, like the Heatles, the Big Threes, and because I felt like everybody had, not everybody, but Boston had their group, San Antonio had their group, Dallas, y'all had y'all group. Do you feel like it was necessary at that time, y'all had to put a powerhouse together to be competitive at that time? Like one superstar on the team wasn't cutting it.
No.
What was your perspective on that?
No, that wasn't even the mentality. I think, did we understand when Pau Gasol, I'm sorry, Pau, because black people say Paul.
Paul, yeah. I say Paul too. Paul
yeah, black people say Paul. It's Pau.
Yeah.
When Pau Gasol went to the Lakers, changed everything, because that was, first of all, they was cheating. Memphis just gave him away. Yeah. You was gonna give him to Kobe?
Yeah.
Like they just gave him to Kobe. Now Marc Gasol ended up becoming a good player, but Marc Gasol was in that trade, right?
Mark wasn't no goddamn Powell at that time.
But Mark wasn't no Powell at that time.
At that time.
So y'all done just gave him Powell. And so Kobe go get 2 championships back to back. How we gonna compete with that? So we gotta do our thing. And whatever our thing is what it became to be. I remember Kobe, I said it before, I remember Kobe went down and grabbed that. It's a video with Kobe when they win the second, when the ball goes all the way down, pretty much coming to the camera. And Kobe run down, he grabbed it, he got his one hand in the air, he's smiling in the camera. I turned that fucking TV off right there. I was pissed. Because now Kobe has 5 championships. I got one. Brian ain't got none. He is leaving us in the pack, and we competitive. Right. So I'm sitting there like, no, this summer got to be different. I needed some talent. Because I was just playing with less than average talent. And so the conversation happened, it changed everything when I got the call from Brian. I didn't think, in my mind, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go play with one more superstar. Or I'm gonna go to Chicago and fit in with Derrick Rose and Lou Will and knowing them. That was my mindset. I'm like, either we gotta get a superstar here, or I'm gonna go play with Chicago Bulls, because I need to compete for championships. I wanna win some. And then when Brian called and was like, yo, so what's up? And I was like, what you mean?
I remember this. I said, listen, if they linking up, it ain't gonna be in no goddamn Cleveland. I know that. Because we just used to talk about it. Like, you think he gonna really go down there? I said, hell yeah, if he going anywhere, he gonna go that way. Right. Ain't nobody going that way.
No, Cleveland, it wasn't in it at the time.
Yeah.
Well, at first, when we sat down and talked about it, once we knew that us two was gonna play together, once we got to the point like, yo, you know what? Like, we felt, people like to talk about the Olympics and shit like that and say that's when they decided. We didn't decide then, but you do get a chance to see that you can play with a guy. Yeah. Right? You get a chance to see that your game and their game can work together in a sense. And so we had some All-Star games, Olympics, we had some success together. And so we already knew each other, and we were boys, and like we loved competing against each other, we loved each other's game. And so once that call happened and we got a chance to say, all right, we're gonna do this, it's still, we like, all right, it's just 2 of us. We got 2 stars.
Right, yeah, there
the
we
Heat fucked the game up when they did whatever they did to get 3 stars. Nobody had ever.
Y'all wasn't a part of that when CB came?
That was all the Miami Heat. That was kind of they card that they had in their back pocket that no one else knew about. The Chicago Bulls, you can get 2 stars. The New York, the Knicks can get 2 stars. Everybody had money for 2 guys because that's what you were doing. Yeah. The Heat pulled a gold card out like, we can get 3.
See, and it was always shaped like all 3 of y'all came together to do it together.
No, it didn't. No, it started with just me and Brian, and then they was like, we can get 3. And we was like, we can get 3. Yeah. You know what I mean? With knowing that we may have to take a little less, but we can get another guy. And so now we went down like, well, who was the other guys? Amari was a free agent. Chris Bosh was a free agent. Melo wasn't a free agent. Melo signed a 5-year. We signed a 3-year. Yeah. So Melo wasn't a free agent. But we just went down the list, and we was like, Chris Bosh worked perfect with our personalities. We can't, Amari, we love him, but he gonna want the ball a lot. We need somebody that got a personality that don't need the ball a lot, but and Chris was very good when he was doing in Toronto.
Y'all was able to add Ray, that was controversy in itself.
Well, Ray wanted to get him a championship, baby.
Yeah.
That wasn't that year.
It was over
like
with Boston. Like Ray wanted to come get him a championship.
that was
It
the
over.
following year, though, wasn't it? Yeah.
So,
Sheesh.
man, I like to say is like people think that we planned it. We did not plan it, but it did come together beautifully. And this was, for me, the first time I was a part of player empowerment. When the players that sat down, the discussion was like this. Me, Brian, and CB discussed playing together just like us talking on this podcast right now. You know what I mean? We discussed the pros and the cons of it from what we knew. We didn't know we was going to be hated.
Yeah.
Right.
But we
Why
knew
you feel like y'all got hated?
nobody liked it.
Yeah.
The players in the NBA, like, nobody liked it.
Everybody had, it was a few of them though.
But nobody.
No, it was only one,
But it
though.
was only done by teams.
Yeah, by teams, not by
Boston
players.
Celtics was done
Not
by
by the
teams.
players. Yeah.
The Lakers
Not
was
by
done
the
by
players.
teams. This was the first time where it felt like it was done by players.
There you go.
What we don't like is y'all having the power. And so the power shifted now.
D. Wade says it was survival. But do you think teaming up like that was fair to the rest of the league? Was forming the Big Three the only way to win championships, or did it change the game, for better or worse? Comment below. Well, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.